Shalom, giving all praises to the Most High. This is a document that I've picked up from the internet. It was Monday, published 2018, before the outbreak of coronavirus. And the summary just says, I don't think, maybe we can go into it a little bit, but the summary just says, researchers at Sloan Kettering Institute have found that changes to the information carrying molecule called messenger RNA can inactivate tumor-suppressing proteins and thereby promote cancer. The findings pinpoint previously unknown drivers of the disease. It's important to note that mRNAs are a normal component of all cells, and the specific ones discussed here are not involved in mRNA-based vaccines like the ones developed against SARS-CoV-2. So, just to say that they found out that messing with some mRNA can have some side effects, and they're not saying it was the one involved in COVID-2 vaccine, but and that is an addendum. Actually, you could tell that they obviously, if it was coming out in 2018, they've had to come out and since then and amend the article to say that this doesn't affect the vaccine in COVID-2, or the COVID-2 vaccine doesn't necessarily affect it. So it just goes in and talks a lot of science about how mRNA changes to mRNA. Let's just read this bit. The changes to mRNA make proteins that are very similar to the proteins that are made when you have a mutation in the DNA. This causes a truncated protein to be made, she says. In the end, the outcome from the cell is similar, but how it happened can be very different. I guess the point is that we haven't seen all the body and the way that all these messages work. It's a very complicated thing. There's a very close and cohesive sequence of things that happen with mRNA and RNA inside of the human cells, and to mess with that without much knowledge and without much testing could potentially be fatal, or could actually have very bad side effects. Let me just get scripture. I wanted to get my blue let me see. My sword, I want my sword. If I go to I want to just go to Revelation 16:1. Let's get it. And I heard it of a great voice out the temple, saying to the seventh angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of wrath of God upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had a mark of the beast, and upon whose image, upon them which worshipped his image. If we have it, just check out that word sore, a wound, an ulcer, a sore. So it's just to highlight that this charagma that's coming up, this scratch, will have some kind of strange physical side effect. I'm not going to say what it is or where it comes from, but it's worthwhile keeping out that what the prophecies are. All right. Well, with that's all I'm going to say. It's a sensitive subject, so there's only so much one can say about it. But I'll just shut off there. Shalom.